My friends, as you know, World of Tanks is my job, but I love it so much that I even play it in my free time. And sometimes it happens that I get incredible rounds off stream that usually you wouldn't get to see. The other day I decided to chill with Jagdpanzer E100. The game turned out to be so special that I knew I had to share it with you guys. If you have been watching my videos for a while now, you know that I love playing aggressively, and Jaga is no exception. Today, I will give you tips how to make its armor work even if enemy is shooting gold rounds. And in case you didn't know, I'm addicted to Jagdpanzer E100. I love it so much that I put Bone Drummer, Experimental Turbo and HP on it. And please, allow me to explain my equipment choice. I'm sorry guys, just a little bit sick. By playing with Jaga, I really hate that shots in the lower plate knock out the engine, and I decided to use experimental HP to prevent it from happening. Experimental Turbo reduces Jagdpanzer bloom, meaning we can snap better. And finally, Bone Gun Drummer. Since the reload reduction is based on percentage, putting this on tanks with a long reload is the smartest thing you can do. In addition to that, I'm playing with a Gun Drummer directive that furthermore reduces my reload by half a second. But simply copying equipment that I have is not going to make you a better Jagdpanzer player. So let's see how exactly you should be playing it. So there is two ways of playing with Jaga. One of them would be to have some rubbles. Let's say this. If I'm able to put my track there to make my armor like this, against heat rounds, it's going to be very difficult for enemies to pen, especially if you cover your lower plate. Like this, against heat, it's going to be super difficult. But on flat ground, what I want to do is to show them like this much of my armor, covering the weak spot, and once they bounce, I quickly peek around the corner and do kaboom. Let's see. So that's the plan, and I'm picking very, very carefully. I'm not going around the corner until I spot someone. By angling my tank away, I'm first spotting by, but also making the area that they can pen much smaller. And after spotting, now I know that there is nobody, so I'm going to sit and wait for them to make a mistake. Another thing, whenever you are going away around the corner like I do, reversing, you are exposing your lower plate. But because I knew that Super Conqueror wasn't ready, I take the risk. The best way to do it is to position yourself in a way where you have to go forward. And now you're probably wondering why and what's the difference? Well, most of the tanks in the game, apart from some exceptions, has better forward speed than reverse speed. That means if I pick like this right here, shoot and have enough space to go forward, I'm going to get in cover much faster as if I would be reversing. This is something, guys, for you to keep in mind. But as we were talking, we have lost 3 tanks, and with no tanks to shoot it in the bunker, I'm starting to think what to do. And the opportunity presented himself with the Cobra, giving me just enough time to aim the shot and get him out of the battle. And now we are in quite ugly situation. If you wonder why, well, Object 279 is one shot, and with the 277 that would have to fight numerous enemies coming towards him. Once he's dead, I'm going to be surrounded and shot from all of the directions. That's why I have to illuminate tanks as much as I can, even killing Chieftain instead of waiting to do full damage on E50. Because once again, once 277 is dead, there isn't much you can do with a turretless tank destroyer shooting, fighting numerous tanks coming you from all directions. But that's not the worst part. We have Jagdtiger that is AFK. and we are about to lose the sound. So the game is not going to be an easy victory. And at this moment, I wasn't sure what to do. Yeah, I am full HP, but I need enemies to shoot. It's not that I have the speed to chase them or something. And so, I was waiting. I was waiting for them to make mistakes. But having this Kranwagen dead on the corner, I felt like I could use it to cover my lower plate and peek around the corner, hoping that there is going to be someone just slacking. But unfortunately, we took 860, not even a penetration shot. And with that, we are now only 1400. Getting spotted at that corner, I realized that the enemy might try to flank me. And that's why I'm already here trying to fight Conqueror. And in situation like this, you don't have the time to try and first block the damage and then try to pick. You have to kill those one-shots as fast as possible, because that FV doesn't have a target to shoot. Jagdtiger and the FV can progress towards Hori, and then we are surrounded. But with Jagdtiger, maybe like E3, you want to be fighting enemies that are coming from one direction. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do throughout this game and killing Conqueror. Because if he would be there, sitting, shooting me in the back, 400 damage every 7 seconds, I wouldn't stay alive here for much longer. But with the 4 kills and 5,500 damage, we are just half through this game. And I'm constantly scared of this leopard just going and flanking me. But I would assume that Jagdtiger, that is AFK, have not been spotted yet, because there was nobody close enough to see that he is just AFK. Oh! And maybe Leopard is scared of pushing because he perhaps expects him to be in this position. But am I gonna hit that? Oof. Oof. By the way, I think if I wouldn't have the Bone Gun Rammer and Directive, I would not be able to connect that shot. But at this moment here, I was thinking that maybe Foch and I could go and try to kill the leopard. But for some reason, I went forward trying to help Hori. Not knowing his HP, I was thinking that maybe FB or like Jagdtiger are going to be spotted and I can shoot them in the back. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. And although we were pretty lucky throughout this battle, avoiding penetration from one of the FV and another one that was shooting us in the back, now is where the tables are going to turn and we are gonna be quite unlucky. So you see, I ran out of all of the hit rounds and left only with the AP and HE. But still, having 7 shells of the AP and 5 of the HE, it's more than enough to take the enemies. Honestly, all of their HP combined is just 3 shots of mine. But guys, it's not going to be that easy. You see, enemies are smart. And our force going to push for the arty, doing God's work. Killing those pesky clickers opens up a lot of opportunities, as now I can play here without being afraid of getting shot from the arty. I can wait for the enemies, let's say, to go towards our base and have this corner as a cover. Going to kill arty is amazing. But there is one thing that players... there's one mistake that a lot of players are making. And that is, guys, trying to cap. Not to spoiler too much, but this force is not going to be of much help from now on. And so, with the leopard getting closer, spotting Jagdtiger that was AFK, and pushing forward to kill artillery, we are now in quite annoying situation. I'm very low HP. FV just have to touch my armor and I'm dead. And possibly even Jagdtiger will be able to kill me. With the Foch sitting on the base, enemies have two options. Option number one is to go back and defend the base, and option number two, try to cap our own. This is the most annoying ways of playing World of Tanks that is known to humankind. Capping enemy base, hoping you are going to do it fast enough before enemies come to reset your own. And although it's nice to use the cap to lure out enemies that are perhaps playing super defensive, capping like that alone is not ideal. And unfortunately for Foch, enemy RT managed to exactly predict where he was sitting and the cap. If you paid attention, I was asking Foch to go back, because a Leopard has not been spotted yet. FV could easily be coming back, and Jagdtiger, we don't know where that guy is. So Foch right now is going to be possibly fighting 1 versus 4, 1 versus 3, with one tank sitting on the base. Very, very bad idea. So I would encourage you guys, never cap, unless cap is like the only way you can win. Let's say enemies are fighting over here and you can quickly do like double, triple cap. Then, of course, it is going to work. But in such even game like we have, going on the base and giving away your position, giving enemy enough time to go and kill you, is just not gonna cut it. And as we speak, Leopard most likely got the side of the Foch, because if I were capping the base, I would expect enemies to come from here. But by getting spotted by the red line, Foch most likely got shot in the side, turned to push Leopard that is one shot, and just end up dying. And now I'm 1 versus 3. And the biggest problem here, guys, is that I'm slow. I do not have the time to go back to the enemy base and chase either Leopard or FV. But the only thing that I can do here is bet on the fact that enemies will try and win the game. And if they want to do that, they A, have to cap, and B, they have to kill me. You see, when you don't have a turret and you play Jagdpanzer or even 100, you have to think exactly like this. Where can I position myself with in a way where enemies are going to be coming from one direction? And that is, gentlemen, right where the RT likes to sit on this map. My plan here is to get in the bushes fast enough before Leopard approaches. Now, sitting in the bush, I will be able to give first shot advantage. At least, that is the plan. But by getting in this spot here, I'm not winning this game unless enemies are making mistakes. And with the 7 kills and 7.7 thousand damage dealt, I really hope they will. And so, I sat in the bush just at the time I approached, Leopard peaked, and now listen carefully. Did you see that? Because I did, while playing this replay. FV was trying to shoot at me, and he shot an obstacle on the way. Now, not knowing where FV really is, because he was spotted here last time, I have an idea where he is. The only problem is that he is sitting on the top, and I don't have enough penetration to pen him reliably because I ran out of hit. But now I want to win as well, and so we are going to push. The thing is, we were 500 HP. Now we are 230. But we have a first shot advantage. He shot, he went back in cover, we still have our shot. And if he wants to win, he has to pick. And unfortunately, RNG said no. It's fine. We still have one AP round. But I'm no longer capable of sitting in my previous spot, and I have to get closer. By getting closer, his armor on the turret gets better. But here is the thing, guys. I'm going to pick at this corner, knowing that there are pipes. He cannot spot me through the pipes. But with AP around, I'm able to shoot through the pipe. And although I'm one shot, I have one chance to shoot through the obstacle and try to predict where he is. I put the marker to see the where relatively I have to shoot, and I'm taking a shot, guys. Unfortunately for me, the marker was placed very badly, and I shot in the wall. With the 30 seconds remaining, I only have HE round loaded. Reversing backwards, I wanted him to think that I'm going to pick elsewhere, just to pick exactly the same spot. And with the time running out, he's thinking that, perhaps he wanted to fake. And he's going to pick. He has to. If he wants to win, he has to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Two titans clashed at the end of the battle. They were good. So good so that none of them could manage to defeat another one. If only I would have a heat round. 8.2 thousand damage, 8 kills, 2.5k blocked, top by the damage, top by experience, and unfortunately, neither of the sides have won, but those are my favorite type of games.